with the fairness of your skin and your hair, lovely brown eyes, I would say a light fragrance.
Oh, yeah.
And something like Lily of the Valley or Clarissa.
Yeah.
Lily of the Valley, I think.
Yeah? Okay. Well, why don't I go next door and get a couple of litres of that then? Well, I got my perfume, and apparently this is really me. But does all this perfume stuff really work?
Laura's obviously found an aroma that they'll remember. Now, another chance to guess the date in this week's Golden Year competition. Today's clue celebrates the 84th birthday of the inventor of the electric light bulb, Thomas Edison. Shortly before he died, the great man was asked to comment on modern developments.
What do you think of the Einstein theory?
I don't think anything of Einstein's theory because I can't understand it.
So, the question is, do you know which year Thomas Edison died? The prima ballerina Anna Pavlova also died that year, and trolley buses started their first regular services in London. The prize this week is this unique appliqué picture, which we saw being made earlier on in the show. For the runner-up, a limited edition collector's lot teapot. If you think you know the answer, give me a call on 0891 447777. Lines are open until midnight tonight, and I'll be giving you the answer on tomorrow's programme. That's the lot from Collector's Lot for today. Do join me tomorrow when I'm going to be reliving the magic of the music hall with Harry Champion's granddaughter. I'll be pushing the buttons on an amazing array of arcade machines and foraging for fossils on the Isle of Wight. See you at 3:30. Till then, bye-bye.
How much?
A week's wages.
She's got to have it.
Can I borrow it?
No, you'll stretch it.
Are you calling me fat?
She's got to have it.
You're not going to be out of bed for a month when he sees you in that.
She's got to have it.
The very you.
She's got to have it.
It's a classic.
Wednesdays at 8:30 on 4.
A fight for survival next as numbers dwindle from 15 to 1.
Vaseline deodorant keeps you dry and looks after your skin. So, for adorable armpits, take Vaseline Intensive Care of Yourself.
Button up your overcoat when the wind is free. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me. Oh, eat an apple every day, get to bed by 3. Take good care of yourself, you belong to me.
Churchill?
Hello?
I know you always tried to save me money on car insurance, but will you take care of me too?
Oh, yes.
Guaranteed, cross your heart.
Oh, yes.
So you'll always be there if I have an accident.
24 hours a day.
And you'll lend me a nice little car while you're fixing mine.
Of course, lady.
And I could still save money on my car insurance.
Oh, yes.
Ring Churchill now to find out if you could save money on car insurance. Give the dog a phone on 0800 200 300. That's 0800 200 300 now.
Hi. Good evening. Oh, she gives herself some airs, that one. Mind you, if she can have an ensuite, so can we. Only ours has the gold taps and the foot bath. And if she can have this quilted velvet toilet tissue, quilted, mind, as if velvet's not luxury enough, then so can we. Mark you, she actually keeps hers in full view. Quilted velvet, the lap of luxury.
You Darren?
Yeah?
Yeah, well, Karen says you don't.
Thanks.
Right.
Sad day. Tell someone about it.
Yeah, mate, I had to dump mate. You know what I'm like, Mr. Smooth.
BT, it's good to talk.
Driven, a new take on motoring. There's no other motoring show like it. Driven, tonight 8:30 on 4.
Roger Constable from New Romney in Kent, John Risby from Wickford in Essex, Pete Woodham from Kingston-upon-Thames, Michael Rappaport from Manchester, Mike Ling from North Weald in Essex, Cato Fordham from Camden in London, Pat Piff from Leamington Spa in Warwickshire, Alec Jones from Aberdeen, Craig Waterston from Redditch in Worcestershire, Ollie Burwood from Hemmingford Bray in Cambridgeshire, Eric Gerrish from Melksham in Wiltshire, Tony Garton from Nottingham, Sarah Philpott from Neston on the Wirral, Gilly Calaby from Worktop in Nottinghamshire, and Roger Leonard from Aston Clinton in Buckinghamshire are all here to play 15 to 1, introduced by William G. Stewart.
Thank you. Hello, our previous winner today is Michael Rappaport from Manchester. Welcome back, Michael. We have a new leader on the finals board. Alan Dunsmuir yesterday answered 20 of the last 21 questions correctly and ended up with a score of 281, which makes him a hot favourite for our top of the finals board trophy. There's the board, and Jack Healy is today's target. Let's make a start. 2 questions each in the first round, 1 correct answer from you to survive, and we begin with Roger Constable from New Romney in Kent. Roger, the NCCL is a pressure group which campaigns for what? Civil liberties. It's the National Council for Civil Liberties. John, Australia. John Howard, the Prime Minister, is the head of government. Who is the head of state?
The Queen.
Yes, Her Majesty the Queen. Pete, please. American literature. In which 19th century novel is the Shelby family forced to sell its slaves, although 2 of them, Eliza and her child, escape across the frozen river?
Uncle Tom's Cabin.
It is. Michael, there are 2 established churches in the United Kingdom. The Church of England and...
The Church of Scotland.
Indeed, the Presbyterian Church of Scotland, yes. Mike, zoology. Types of which family of mammals strain their food from water using a pair of horny plates called baleen?
Duck-billed platypus.
Wales. Cato, who has been the longest continuous serving British Prime Minister this century?
Margaret Thatcher.
Indeed, yes. Pat, please. Statues in London. Which ancient British queen is depicted standing in a chariot flanked by her 2 daughters in a famous sculpture on the Victoria Embankment in London overlooking the Houses of Parliament?
Boadicea.
Yes, or Boudica. Alec, this is 17th century literature. The name, please, of the gaunt and lanky knight of the sad countenance who, in a famous 17th century work, attacked windmills that he imagined were giants.
Don Quixote.
Craig, please. Mythology. Who in Greek mythology stole fire from the gods?
Hercules.
Prometheus. Ollie, cartoon characters. Which Walt Disney cartoon character is known as Topolino in Italy?
Mickey Mouse.
Yes, if you don't know, guess Mickey Mouse, Ollie. Eric, British dependent territories. Which is Britain's only dependent territory on mainland Europe?
Gibraltar.
Tony, please. Who is the Prime Minister of China?
Nope, sorry.
No? Zhu Rongji. Sarah, please. Musical theatre. Which Rodgers and Hammerstein musical with a cowboy theme has been revived at the National Theatre in London in a new production by Trevor Nunn?
Oklahoma.
Gilly, please. Legend. Which former saint and martyr, removed from the Catholic calendar in 1969, is depicted in art carrying the infant Jesus on his shoulders across a river?
St. Christopher.
Roger, please. A Milesian is a poetic and literary term for a native of which country?
I don't know.
Ireland. Your second question, Roger. What connection did Copenhagen have with the Battle of Waterloo? He was the Duke of Wellington's famous horse. John, medicine. If you are suffering from aphasia, spelled A-P-H-A-S-I-A, aphasia, you have lost the power of what?
Speech.
Yes, indeed. Pete, broadcasting. Precisely, please, which body is responsible for the licensing and regulating of all commercially funded UK television services?
The Independent Television Commission.
It is the ITC. Michael, in England and Wales, people are eligible for jury service between the ages of 18 and
65.
70. Mike, please, which English city stands at the western end of Hadrian's Wall at the confluence of the rivers Eden and Coldew?
Carlisle.
Indeed. Cato. The US Military Academy is situated at West Point. In which port in Maryland is the US Naval Academy?
Dunno.
Annapolis. Pat, VAT. To be liable for VAT, a self-employed person must have a turnover in excess of what amount of money?
75,000.
Not quite yet. 50,000. Alec, please. The 1990s. Which year in the 1990s did the Queen describe as her annus horribilis?
92.
It was 92. Craig, in which English county is the Forest of Bowland?
Oxfordshire.
Lancashire. Ollie, the 100 Years' War, actually 116 years, extended over the latter half of one century and the first half of the next century. Which 2 centuries?
15th and 16th.
14th and 15th. Eric, music. The Snape Proms are a month-long series of summer concerts held in which county? Suffolk, at the Maltings. Tony, Max Duchamp and Estelle Scornick, who are both French, played father and daughter in a famous long-running series of television advertisements. For which product?
Cars.
I need the name of the car.
Renault.
Yes, Renault Clio, yes. They were Nicole and Papa. Sarah, which board game is played with 136 tiles called Bamboos, Characters, Circles, Winds and Honours?
Mahjong.
Well, Mahjong, yes. Gilly, meteorology. What is measured by an anemometer? Anemometer.
Wind.
Yeah, wind speed.
Yes.
Yes, wind speed. And Roger, Canada. In which province of Canada do approximately 80% of the population have French as their mother tongue?
Quebec.
2 down, 13 to go. Philip?
And they are Roger Constable and Craig Waterston. And of the remaining 13 contestants, 5 still have their 3 lives intact.
We start round 2, John, with sport and athletics. The European Championships in Budapest in August. Which British athlete won the gold medal for the 100 metres in a time of 10.4 seconds, fractionally faster than the championship record set by his coach, Linford Christie?
Darren Campbell.
A number, please, John.
15.
Roger, which international voluntary agency was founded in 1919 by a lady called Eglantine Jebb?
World Health Organization.
Save the Children Fund. Again, please, John.
14.
Astronomy, Gilly. Which planet in the solar system is closest to the Earth?
Mars.
Venus. Again, please, John.
13.
Sarah, what name is given to February the 6th of each year, the anniversary of the death of King George VI and the proclamation of Elizabeth II as Queen?
Ascension Day.
That's got a religious connotation. This is Accession Day. Again, please.
12.
And Tony, sport. Only 2 cricketers have taken over 400 test wickets. One is Indian, the other a New Zealander. The name of either, please.
No, sorry.
Kapil Dev and Richard Hadley. Now, Sir Richard. Again, John.
11.
And Eric, telecommunications. What do the letters STD actually stand for? Subscriber trunk dialing. Again, please.
10.
And Ollie, in a coroner's court, what phrase affirms that a crime has been committed without specifying the criminal or, in a case of violent death, the cause?
Open verdict.
It does. A number, please, Ollie.
Number 3.
And Pete, a second-hand black hat with tassels and a gold badge, known as a Mutz, spelled M-U-T-Z, was sold at auction in August for £2,300. Who was its original Italian owner?
Mussolini.
A number, please.
8.
Royal history, Alec. Henry VIII announced his betrothal to whom the day after the execution of Anne Boleyn?
No idea.
James Seymour. Again, Pete.
5.
Mike, horse racing. At which racecourse is the National Hunt Festival held in March of each year?
Cheltenham.
Yes, Mike. A number, please.
12, please.
And this is history, Tony. The Ridolfi plot, the Throckmorton plot, and the Babington plot were all aimed at the overthrow of which 16th, 17th century English monarch?
Charles I.
Elizabeth I. Again, please, Mike.
14.
In which country has General Suharto been the political leader since 1967?
Indonesia?
A number, please.
6.
Nursery rhymes, Cato. Where is the boy that looks after the sheep in that famous nursery rhyme?
Dunno.
He's under the haystack, fast asleep. Mothers don't read kids' nursery rhymes like that now, do they? You're too young for that. Jilly, on we go.
2.
South America, John. Which major river flows through Venezuela into the Atlantic Ocean?
Orinoco.
Yes, John.
4, please.
The USA, Michael. What's the name of the mansion in Memphis which thousands of fans visit to pay tribute to the memory of Elvis Presley every year?
Gracelands.
Well, Graceland, there's only one, but yes, okay. A number?
Number 10.
And, Ollie, the town of Ajaccio is the capital of which French island?
Corsica.
A number, please.
Number 15, please.
English law, Roger. What collective term is used to refer to all judges as a group?
Bench.
Now, the bench does apply to judges, but the all of judges is a judiciary. Again, please.
Number 11, please.
And Eric, the European Union, with what is the Schengen Agreement concerned?
Arms deal.
No, it's to do with the abolition of border controls. Again, Ollie?
Number 6, please.
Classical music, Cato. Whose symphonies include the Linz, the Prague and the Jupiter?
Mozart's.
A number, please, Cato.
Number 3.
Pete, theatre. The musical West Side Story tells of the conflict between native New Yorkers and immigrants from which country?
Puerto Rico.
A number, please, Pete.
14.
And Jilly, Slieve Donard, at 2,796 feet above sea level, is the highest point of Northern Ireland. In which range of mountains is it?
The Mourne?
Yes, those that sweep down to the sea.
2.
And John, which 13th, 14th century king of England had 19 children, making him the father of more legitimate children than any other English monarch before or since?
Henry VIII.
Edward I. Again, please, Jilly.
3.
And Pete, La Belle Hélène and Orpheus in the Underworld, the 19th century French composer, please.
Offenbach.
And number, Pete.
13.
Art, please, Sarah. Which Old Testament figure is depicted in art as a blind man grasping pillars?
Hercules.
Samson. Okay, again?
6.
This is Charles I, Cato. During the English Civil War, when London stood solidly for Parliament, which city did Charles I make his capital?
I don't know.
Oxford. Again, Pete, please.
7.
And Pat, Winston Churchill was Prime Minister from 1940 to 1945 and from 1951 to 1955. Who was Prime Minister in between?
Was that Donald?
Clement Attlee. Again, please, Pete.
13.
And Sarah, Edmund Spenser wrote The Fairy Queen. Christopher Marlowe wrote Dr. Faustus, and Thomas More wrote Utopia. In which century?
19th.
16th century. Again, please, Pete.
8.
And we are back to nursery rhymes, Alec. In the nursery rhyme Hot Cross Buns, what should you do if you have no daughters to give them to?
Give them to your sons.
And on we go, please, a number.
2.
John, Burton upon Trent, Newcastle under Lyme, Walton on the Hill, all in which Midlands county?
Worcestershire.
Staffordshire. Again, Alec, please.
3.
Pete, the shield on the royal arms of the United Kingdom bears the arms of 3 of the 4 countries of the United Kingdom. Which country's arms do not appear on it?
Wales.
Yes, indeed. Again, please.
10.
And Ollie, by tradition, 2 short operas are always performed together, one by Mascagni and one by Leoncavallo. Which 2?
No idea.
Cavalleria rusticana and Pagliacci, affectionately known as Cav and Pag. Again?
2.
Which vitamin is necessary for the proper clotting of blood?
C.
K. Pete, please.
7.
The European Union, Pat. What appointment within the European Union is held by the Finn Jakob Zerderman?
President.
He's the Ombudsman. Again, please, Pete.
14.
France, Gilly. Who in the 15th century was known as La Pucelle?
The Dauphin.
Joan of Arc. It means the maid. Again, please.
5.
Shakespeare, Mike. Queen Eleanor is his mother, Lady Blanche is his niece, and Prince Henry is his son. Which eponymous character in a Shakespeare play?
Henry IV.
King John. Pete, please.
4.
And Michael, the royal family, in which royal residence in London did Princess Elizabeth and the Duke of Edinburgh live before her accession as Queen Elizabeth?
Buckingham Palace.
Clarence House. They just swapped over with the Queen Mother and Princess Margaret. Again, please.
10.
And Ollie, which form of entertainment takes its name from the Latin words meaning belly speak? Ventriloquism. Again, Pete.
14.
Gilly, created in 1968, which government agency promotes the conservation and enhancement of landscape beauty in England?
Conservation for...
No, I know what you're looking for. It's not that. It's the Countryside Commission. Again, please.
5.
And Mike, rates paid to local authorities. For what does the abbreviation UBR stand in relation to rates paid to local authorities? UBR.
Unified Business Rate.
Uniform business rate. Well, there we are. It is 12 down, 3 to go. And after the break, Pete Woodham from Kingston upon Thames, Michael Rappaport from Manchester again, and Alec Jones from Aberdeen will be here for the final. Do please stay with us.
Dad told them he needed a computer that works as hard as he does.
Guess what the lyrics are?
Try the bathroom.
Mum wanted it for our education.
Call Gateway Direct and let's talk about the PC you need, complete with Intel Celeron processor. We'll build it for you and even tell you what you don't need.
Guess what I wanted? Yes! Not that.
Call us now on 0800 389 0800 and let's talk about your Gateway.
4 centimeters. Believe me, it can make a lot of difference. With 4 centimeters extra lateral suspension track, for example, you get superb handling and impeccable road manners. So you see, with suspension geometry, as with so much in life, size matters.
Enjoy the pleasures of an island with built-in air conditioning. Portugal, the thrill of discovery.
Okay, radio silence. The bus will send a message if necessary.
Wider screen for longer messages. Alcatel One Touch Pocket. Be a touch ahead.
Bathe in a bathroom like this? With growing mold and soap scum? No way! But there's a powerful cleaner that tackles both. Jif Active Cream with bleach. The bleach activates the cream, making lighter work of the most difficult dirt. Brilliant! Jif Active Cream with bleach. Available alongside Jif White and Lemon.
The 3 surviving contestants in today's 15-to-1 final are Pete Woodham, a customs officer from Kingston upon Thames. His hobbies are reading, walking in the countryside and playing squash. He likes to watch cricket and he follows Richmond Rugby Club. Michael Rappaport, a foreign exchange cashier from Manchester. His varied pastimes include going to the cinema to see comedy films and reading books on factual subjects. And Alec Jones, a retired electronics engineer from Aberdeen. He's a graduate of the Open University with a degree in mathematics and electronics. He's also treasurer of the local group of graduates, and he's about to take a course in computer maintenance.
Thank you. Welcome back. Pete, Michael and Alec, put your fingers on the buzzers. Here we go. Your target, the score of 281 at the top of the finals board. Here we go. Previously every 4 years, but since 1992, it has been ignited every 2 years by using a mirror to concentrate the sun's rays and then transported in a relay from where it has been lit to wherever in the world it is required. Michael?
The Olympic torch.
Yes, indeed. It's now every 2 years because they do it for the Winter Olympics as well. Oscar Wilde. Which character speaks these lines in an Oscar Wilde play? To lose one parent, Mr. Worthing, may be regarded as a misfortune. To lose both looks like carelessness. Michael?
Lady Bracknell.
Indeed, Lady Bracknell. What word links an area on an airfield for manoeuvring or loading, part of the stage in front of the curtain? Pete?
Apron.
Indeed, on we go. The name, please, of the 16th century French astrologer and doctor, best remembered for his book Centuries, a series of prophecies written in verse. Michael?
Nostradamus.
Yes. Michel Notre Dame. And Michael, question or nominate?
Nominate Alec.
Alec, television. Who for 25 years associated with the fictional district of Weatherfield has been appointed cultural ambassador by Liverpool City Council?
No idea.
Julie Goodyear, who was Bet Lynch. Michael, please.
Nominate Pete.
Pete, which national park lies entirely within Cumbria?
Lake District.
And question or nominate?
Alec.
Alec, please look at this and tell me, who is this British novelist, creator of a famous secret agent?
No idea either.
Ian Fleming. Again, please, Pete.
Michael.
Michael, television. John is a newscaster for ITN. His younger brother, David, is an actor, perhaps best known for his portrayal of Hercule Poirot on television. What's their surname?
Suchet.
Question or nominate?
Take a question, please.
Rock music. Adam Clayton, Larry Mullen, Dave Evans, better known as The Edge, and Paul Hewson, better known as Bono, are the 4 members of which Irish rock group?
U2.
Question or nominate?
Nominate Alec.
Alec, what's the capital of Bulgaria?
Don't know.
Sofia. Michael, question or nominate?
Nominate Pete.
Pete, quotations. What did Robert Burns famously address as great chieftain of the pudding race?
Haggis.
Question or nominate?
Nominate.
Art, Michael. Whose abduction by a young man is depicted in art by the young man heading towards ships and the sea? Helena Troy. Pete, please, question or nominate?
Nominate again.
The United States, Michael, what's the significance of the date January the 20th every 4 years in the United States, even if that date falls on a Sunday?
It's the presidential election.
It is. The election's in November. This is the inauguration of the new president. Pete, please, question or nominate?
Take a question.
And the monarchy. Which British monarch was the last emperor of India?
George VI.
Question or nominate?
Nominate.
Which region or layer in the stratosphere, Michael, absorbs ultraviolet rays?
The ozone layer.
Question or nominate?
Nominate.
Look at this and tell me, who is this American rock singer and songwriter?
No idea.
Bruce Springsteen. Again, please, Michael?
Nominate again.
Pete, please, will you look at this and tell me which sign of the zodiac is represented by that symbol?
Can't remember.
Virgo. Michael, again, please.
Nominate again.
And Pete, what between London and Bristol are Heston, Membury and Lee Delamere?
Bridges.
They're motorway service areas on the M4. I'm sure you won't mind, Michael, if I say that for 1 minute I saw you on the ropes there.
Yeah.
I did, didn't I?
Yes.
Well, you're off the ropes now. 61 is a winning score. You have 1 life left and there are 22 questions. OK? Listen carefully. In Great Britain, women over 30 became eligible to vote in 1918. What then was the purpose of the Equal Franchise Act of 1928?
To reduce the age, to equalise it with men.
Yeah, 21. Okay, equal the franchise. Business. What term or word describing people who work for themselves and are employed on short-term contracts is derived from the mercenary knights who wandered around Europe after the Crusades?
Entrepreneur.
Freelance. Well, you did survive to fight another day, Michael. You're a winner again, 71 points. You're on the finals board in position 14. It won't be long before you're the target, but if you don't reach the grand final, and I don't suppose you will, but come and join us again sometime in 1999 for a third time, yes?
Thank you.
Well done. Before we go, firstly, I think I was a bit hard on Roger at number 15, not allowing his answer bench to that question about all judges, so I've offered him another chance on the programme. Now, a reminder that our special 15-to-1 schools programme earlier this year was successful enough for us to mount a full series of schools programmes for 1999. We are looking for 120 schools from all over the country to take part. Here's the address to write to. 15-to-1 Schools, P.O. Box 273, London SW15 1HE. This is important. Applications must come from a teacher or school officer on school-headed notepaper. So if students or parents hear this, do contact the school. Information packs will follow. That's it. See you tomorrow.
Richard and Carol take up the challenge next on 4 with Countdown.
Experience the sex bomb.
The permissive society leads to evil, misery, and poverty.
Sex had suddenly left marriage and had become a sport. I want the pill. I'm going to have it.
Within literally 2 or 3 minutes, she had her hands down my trousers.
An intimate history of 4 decades of sexual revolution in Britain, starting with Virgins, a look into the liberating 60s. Wednesday at 9 on 4.
Hey, look, I can see kids. Give them a wave.
Stop shaking it.
I'm not shaking it.
I want to get off.
Trying out like it's a roller coaster. Just enjoy yourself. It's going to be great.
Scary day? Tell someone about it.
I've still got the blisters on my hands to prove it. I was holding on that tight.
BT, it's good to talk.
Great cause for celebration, despite the unusual circumstances. And do you, Kevin, take Daphne? Sorry?
He says, do you take... He does. It's all right, he takes her.
Well, London believes some things are best handled in person, like your savings, finances and pension, which is why we do our business face to face.
Well, that's the wedding sorted, Daphne. I think the honeymoon may be tricky.
Fanny Cradock put celebrity into cooking. She shaped the taste of a nation and banished the post-war ration book blues. Behind the scenes, she gave up her children, and in 1977 she married her 4th husband. His name was Johnny. A new series of profiles starts with the Real Fanny Cradock, Saturday at 9 on 4.
calm down. Now, please, thank you, please. Do calm down. It's only me. It's not Dale Winton, for goodness sake.